Your parents aren't in, right?
No.
Okay. Is it okay to leave the bags in the boot?
Yeah, there's no point bringing it in. I'll take you to the airport later.
Okay, thank you. Is it okay to leave this in here for now?
Sure.
Thanks.
Ready?
This mastered the atmosphere and that theme of longing. It just permeated and brimmed throughout the piece. Really beautiful transitions and experimental elements showing that the changing of time, the altering of perspective through placing the lens through the viewer's eye, and the transitions of the development of the relationship through this time too. Um, I think they really mastered that atmospheric mood, and it put me into that place and put me into a very empathetic place for the character, but I could also feel it viscerally too. There's something about those stolen glances and trying to interpret them if they mean more or if it's all in your head. Um, I thought the acting was brilliant. You could feel that friendship. You could feel the possibility between them, which made it that much more worthy of investing in. I thought the soundscape and the soundtrack was really, really well chosen for the overall tone.
What I found absolutely fascinating about this film is that the majority of it is built on tension and suspense. It is about what is unsaid rather than what is said. And in fact, we get a lot of sort of background information through conversations with other people versus our two protagonists directly speaking to one another. So it really is about what is unsaid rather than what is said. And we see this also through longing gazes or tender hugs or through the shot of a clock that is literally counting down the time that they have left together. Um, Also, I like that most of the questions that audiences would have, such as like, why are they not together? Why haven't they addressed this tension? This was all answered with this single bombshell that came in, which is that she pulls out a ring from the little glove compartment or whatever that is in the car. And I thought that was executed very well because, once again, like you didn't need to say anything. Suddenly, things were very clear. And I think this romantic short is complex. And I think it also has a tone that shows the perils of what happens when you don't tell people how you're feeling.
The moment that they say goodbye and she puts on the ring, it shows that the stakes are high. She's not just leaving, she's leaving to start a new life. So this is really a goodbye with a lot more weight to it. And you can feel the heaviness throughout the whole entire piece. You get the sense, even at the party, at every turn, that there's something weighing on his mind. I feel that she actually knows how he feels, but sometimes it's easier to not say something than to put it out on the table. It's easier to just pretend like it's not there because to say it out loud will even further complicate everything. But yeah, I just thought that this piece was very well executed as far as the performances, as far as showcasing this dramatic tension between these two characters. And it really has a lot in very little, um, a lot in very little dialogue because so much of what makes this piece beautiful is unsaid.
I think it's sort of played out a romantic comedy within a very short amount of time, which I thought was an interesting approach, especially given how the narrative ultimately ends up. They don't end up together. So I thought a lot of the piece was about sort of the will they, won't they tension in a way that was built for both emotional depth, but mainly for humor as well. I thought there was a lot of really good interaction between the two leads and the members of the party. I just thought they had a very natural dynamic within the piece that I thought sort of contributed to the themes of the uncertainty between the two leads. So I ended up thinking that the build up to the ending with obviously him not jumping out of the car and running into her arms, but starting the car to leave, I thought obviously backed up the themes implied by the title, and I think a lot of the early parts of the film sort of foreshadowed what was ultimately going to happen. So I thought it was a well done piece, well acted, and had a good sort of intimacy with the cinematography that I thought helped.
I think it really spoke to what happens when you aren't upfront about your feelings, and there's that lack of communication in there, and you have that ultimate not being upfront of revealing the ring in the glove box, and understanding why they aren't together and why there's this countdown of time. I think you're able to establish a lot thematically in this piece in a very short amount of time, through this recurring imagery of like, why aren't they together? What is going on? And like things left unsaid. That seems like a very very, very much constant throughout the piece. Yeah, I think it was a really, really beautiful look on not having that communication and what it can mean to a relationship, and how it can break it and how it can build it, and how it affects those involved.
Encapsulating that feeling of longing and missing someone. And I feel like it does its best work in those moments of just silence, when it lingers and you see our main character just watching, or even in the hug where it takes its time to let it breathe. All of that definitely helps to encapsulate that feeling of just, you can relate to that feeling of losing something and missing something and wanting it back, but knowing that you can't.
I think the acting was standout. I think the main actors in particular were just very natural. Even the guy at the party, I thought, really great facial expressions, great direction with the actors here, because I thought it was all very realistic and not over the top at all. Not too much, not too little, just right. I really liked the two shot when she was sleeping in the chair, so you can see them both, but it's not your just everyday, normal shot of both of them sitting together or something, till she gets up and moves to the couch, which I thought was very sweet and a great moment. I really liked a lot of the moments that they had together, whether in the car, on the couch, or when they were talking at the party outside. Just some really nice directing, acting, and script writing.